Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Chelsea. Welcome if you are new, or welcome back. Today's going to be a little different. I'm going to be doing a vlog style video, which is new for me, but I thought it would be a fun thing to do to switch things up a little bit. Just like a weekly vlog. I've got a bunch of stuff I need to do this week, and I've got a fun reading list in store. I think I'm gonna focus on romance this week, just because we're in February and it's almost Valentine's Day, and I've got quite a few romances on my TBR for this month that I'm gonna try to get through. So I made my coffee today, and I put some cinnamon in it, and yeah. So let's go through what I think I'm gonna start reading for this month. The first book, I think I'm gonna start, who knows, I'm probably just gonna do whatever I wanna do. But I got a book from the library just this morning that I've been wanting to read. I've been seeing books kind of everywhere lately, like romance books. So I had a few things on my TBR, but there's also just quite a few things that I've just been seeing all over the internets. So the first book I have, I'll be reading on my Kindle because it's from my library. So this is my Kindle. It's the Bromance book club. And this sounds pretty fun. It's a group of guys who are part of a book club, and they're reading romance books to kind of understand the women in their lives better. I think they're trying to help out. One of the guys is having some trouble in his marriage. And I've been seeing this book literally everywhere. So I definitely want to read that. And then I'm probably gonna read, I love this, yes. I just started this the other day, but I didn't get far. Love Redesign by Lauren Asher. Another romance book on my TBR for this month. So I definitely want to try to read that one. I got this one for my birthday. You Again by Kate Goldbeck. This one looks really cute. I picked it out. My parents were in town and we went to a bookstore and I picked out a few books. This has such awesome vibes on the cover. Very fall, very beautiful. I've seen it a lot online. And as far as I know, I haven't read too much about it, but I believe it's like a When Harry Met Sally, like retelling. When Harry Met Sally is one of my favorite movies of all time. I've loved it since I was a little kid. So I feel like this, I don't want to jump in too quickly, but I think this will probably be like a 5 stars with me. The interesting thing about romance with me is they're very hit or miss. There's a lot of contemporary romance novels I don't really enjoy, but when I find the ones that I love, I absolutely love them. And we'll see. I took a little break from reading this week just because House of Flame and Shadows came out, and I read that within a couple of days. I'm gonna do a whole video about that, so that'll be fun review that I just need to sit a few more days with it before I do that. I've got quite a few things I want to read. I might look for another one, maybe something else on the Kindle. I don't know, I'm gonna go book shopping too, probably in this vlog. So we'll see what I get. And yeah, so I got up a little later than I wanted to today. Need to drink a lot more coffee. I just dropped my husband off at work, so I'm gonna get some errands and stuff done today. I don't know if I'll have time to clean. I really want to clean up. I also need to go to the gym. I started a new workout program, and I haven't done like a program like this in a while. And it's going really well, but it's hard. It's a Saturday, so I'm kind of being just lazy. And this past week took a lot out of me. I don't know if it was just work or, like I said, the Crescent City book really, like, emotionally, I just need some time. I just like slept all day yesterday. Besides working, I was just like wiped out from that book. So I'll start reading. I think I'm gonna do the Bromance book club first, and then I will check in with you to let you know how that's going. hello again. I went book shopping. I tried to shoot a little video in the store, but it was really, really busy. And I was gonna get another romance, but I ended up actually getting a few other things, which I can show you. So I think I'll probably just find something on Kindle as like my 4th romance book for the week. But I ended up getting Yellow Face by R.F. Kuang. This is a book that's been on my TBR for a while. Just kind of like not my monthly TBR, but just kind of like I want to read at some point, someday. So I'm glad I got this. I also have Babel by her that I do want to read. Probably, I don't know if I want to read this one first or that one. This one sounds really interesting and kind of dark, and I really like books that are about the publishing industry, and I've heard a lot of things. I've heard it's a little crazy, and I kind of like not random, but like weird books sometimes, or just kind of like awful. I like following awful characters, and that kind of sounds like what this book is a lot about. And then I also got Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Another author I've been really wanting to get into. I've heard a lot about this series. It's a fantasy series. It sounds pretty awesome and addicting. So I don't think I'll be able to start it this month because I'm in I'm in the middle of a lot of series right now that I kind of want to wrap up. But I'm definitely going to start this one soon, and I'm super excited about that. Go to the gym, cook something. I might just order something. And then, I'll touch back. I'll check in with you guys again once I get a little more of the bromance book read. Good morning. I got through quite a bit of both of these last night. So for Love Redesigned, I am on page 179, about to start chapter 18. And it's going well so far. It's kind of a longer book, which it's almost 600 pages. For contemporary romance, it seems kind of a lot, but it's been really moving. It hasn't been too slow. There hasn't been a ton of character development. We have our 2 main characters. They're old rivals. First of all, I love the small town vibes in this series. I think it's going to be a larger series. It says Lakefront Billionaires, so I'm assuming there's going to be other books. But I'm liking it so far. We have our 2 main characters. They're kind of being thrown together a little bit because of this design project. He's going to be working with her, and they don't really get along, but they've been hinting a lot to some stuff that happened when they were in college. And she has just come back from, I think, San Francisco. She had like a television show, and she's a designer. And she just got out of this like big relationship that's, because they're sort of famous, so like a lot of the media has been on her case about why they broke up, and I think she might need some space from this relationship before she jumps right into something with Julian. But Julian's definitely noticing like a difference in her, and I really like their banter a lot. And hopefully they'll get through. I don't love a certain trope that we're kind of going for in this. I guess it's not really a spoiler. There's just like a bit of a miscommunication trope happening, but it's more of like not miscommunication, like someone's lying. They're just like leaving information out, which is fair. She just got out of this relationship, which sounds like extremely toxic and like really bad. And he's more of a, he's just more of a bachelor type. We haven't gotten too far into his backstory other than some stuff with his father dying when he was younger and he had to drop out of school, which happened right around the same time that they actually had their first kiss. So I'm hoping we get a little more into that. Good vibes so far. And then in my other book, I don't have it, I'm reading it on Kindle. The Bromance Book Club is going really well too. I don't think I've talked about it at all since I've started it. So yeah, I read quite a bit yesterday. good start. I liked the characters a lot. It's kind of a cute premise. I think I was kind of bumping my head against it when it first started. The thing with these types of romance novels is it's not that you don't have to take them seriously. I think I'm like extra harsh on them, and that's why sometimes I don't like them. So after like the first 4 or 5 chapters, I just kind of had to get over myself and be like, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? This is stupid. And just be along for the ride. Like, this is not necessarily real life. In real life, they would have gone to therapy or done something else at this point. But in this book, there's a bunch of dudes that are in a romance book club where they're basically reading like a Regency romance novel to help one of these guys out with his wife because she wants a divorce. I like that there's a couple different POVs in this. I like that we do get the wife's POV so we can kind of see where she's coming from. And I do really like, as like cheesy and weird as some of the parts are, I do really like kind of the realistic nature of relationships. Again, it's a little bit too much of a miscommunication trope, but kind of miscommunication like that's already happened. The reason their relationship was going downhill was because of miscommunication kind of on both sides. At this point, we're realizing she hasn't been honest with him, he hasn't been honest with her, and they kind of got laxed in their relationship and their communication. They've been married for I think like 3 years. She got pregnant. They don't say exactly how old she is, but I think she was very young. She's going back to school in this, so I think she was like in college, kind of dropped out. He then rose up and he's a baseball player, so he got like in the major leagues right around that time. They got married, and she's been kind of like just supporting his career, taking care of the kids and stuff. They had twin girls ever since that point. He doesn't want a divorce, and he's starting to realize like a lot of the stuff that he didn't realize was going on with his wife, didn't really maybe know who she was. And then the guys are sort of reading this book to help woo her or like get her wanting to be back in this relationship, and they make a bargain that basically if he can't win her back before Christmas, then he'll agree to the divorce, which sucks because they have little kids too, and she's really dealing with trauma from her childhood. I'm assuming we're gonna get more into that, but her parents' divorce really affected her and her sister. So I think she's just really taking a lot of that into this relationship because her kids are so little and she doesn't want to like traumatize them because she was really traumatized when she was younger. It's funny, and like I said, it's kind of like a little too silly at times. And it's one of those romance novels where like every guy in this group is somehow a celebrity or a famous sports personality. It's just one of those things that bumps on my head of like, so if you're a normal dude, you can't be part of this. But that's not what the story is about. I really like the guys trying to help him out and just kind of them slowly going through this novel, which kind of sounds ridiculous because I'm not a big Regency romance novel reader myself. Like, I couldn't make heads or tails of some of the little excerpts that we've been getting. So I was just like, kudos for these guys for trying that. But basically they're reading a novel about a man trying to win his wife back. So they're doing a lot of the things that he's doing to try to win her back. And I just got to the part where they're going to Thanksgiving, and she's been kind of playing nice with this group of women who are like all the wives of the baseball players. And she's just so not part of that, and she's just not going to pretend anymore that she's part of that. And it's kind of really fun to see like this kind of spunky side of her who doesn't want to conform. She's an artist. She wants to go back to art school. That's where she's at. And she's a mom. That's like what the stuff she cares about. So she really doesn't care about like the way she looks or how she's presenting to these ladies anymore, which is good because they sound really, really awful. And her sister is really funny. I think she's probably the most realistic character in this kind of crazy character book. She's just like on team, we hate this guy now, like a good sister or a good friend is in these situations. So anytime she comes up is really, really funny. But yeah, I've got quite a bit to do today, but hopefully I'll get a lot of reading done today, and I will check in again later. A little further into this, still liking it a lot. we got a one bed trope, which is one of my favorite tropes ever, but we're still doing this miscommunication thing kind of throughout the book that's a little frustrating. Like this part right here, they're talking and one of the characters says, sometimes it feels like, and then she just like stops talking. And then he's like, what? And then she's like, forget it, I'm exhausted. There's just, and that's like the 5th time this has happened, when they're like about to say something important. And then the other one's just kind of like, I wish he said this, or I wish I knew what she was talking about. So it's a lot of that. That's a little frustrating. But hopefully I can read more of it tonight, maybe even finish it today. I also forgot, it's so cute. I love the one bed trope a lot, and I forgot their, so both of their moms are besties and have wanted them to get together for a long time. So they kind of like made the reasons why they were sort of stuck here and had to do a one bed thing. The moms kind of were conspiring to do that, which is really, really cute. I also forgot, I don't think I mentioned that the guy she was engaged to, they were engaged. She'd been dating for many, many years, and that was his ex-roommate. And it was one of those things where he really liked her and the roommate knew, and then he never really went for it. So then he like basically hates this guy, which is valid because he sounds like a total asshole. Anyway, so I think we'll get a little more insight there, but I kind of forgot about that. But yeah, I think I like it, but it is moving kind of slow, but really cute. The one bed trope is always adorable, and they like couldn't sleep and they were annoying the hell out of each other because that's really what they do, and their banter is really fun. So yeah, hopefully I'll finish this today. I'll try to check in maybe one more time, but I gotta get some more reading done and then hopefully go work out and get some other stuff done too today. So I will check back with you in a little bit. Okay, so I just finished the Bromance book club. That was a really, really cute story. I liked it a lot. Like I said earlier, it was basically about a guy who is trying to win back his wife, and the guys, the bros, is this book club of men who are reading like Regency novels and other romance novels to try to like mimic or pick up tips. And in this case, the novel that they were reading really had a lot to do with what was going on with him and his wife in the story. And I liked kind of the lightheartedness of the story. It was really fun. It was very sweet. She eventually kind of stuck up for herself against like the women who were awful and stuck up for him. And then he, in the same breath, figured out a lot of stuff about himself and a lot of what was going on, which I said earlier, I didn't like the miscommunication of it all, but that all kind of had happened previously before the book even started. They had really bad communication, and she figured some stuff out with her and like her parents' relationships. Why can't I think of his name? I just read this. Gavin? Is that right? Gavin? And her name's Thea. Wow, I'm tired. So he ends up doing this grand gesture at her dad's getting remarried, and she wasn't gonna go, and then she went to talk to her dad to get some like closure there about why she was pushing her husband away. And yeah, I overall liked it. I thought it was funny when she finally found all of the books and it became this huge drama of why he was reading them. Kids in it were used, not too much. Sometimes in books, kids can be a little too annoying, but I found them kind of like more realistically like fun. And yeah, I really I knew they were gonna get together. It's nothing that earth-shattering, but I just liked the way that they figured out how they wanted their relationship to be, and just how they used the books and the guys kind of just coming to his aid to help out with his troubles. And yeah, so I don't know if I'm gonna rate it yet. I guess I'll save it till the end. It's the first book down for this vlog. And tomorrow, hopefully, I'll start a new one. But I read a bunch of Love Redesigned earlier, but I still have a bunch left. So I'm on page 328. So the night's still pretty young. It's like 8 o'clock. I could probably try to read most of this tonight. I don't know, kind of slowing down a little bit in this middle part. Not too much has happened since I last checked in. I talked about how it was cute with the one bed trope and all that. They've now come up with like a kind of a deal, kind of sort of thing of just having sex, no feelings, no relationship. Clearly they both have feelings for each other. But like I said, she's just so kind of fresh out of this other relationship that was like really bad. And there's just example after example of why this was such a bad relationship. So I think we'll get more to that. They're working on a project together. She keeps saying she's gonna leave this town to go back to San Francisco, but he really wants her to stay, but they haven't completely had their full like confession of love yet. So I'm gonna read some more of this tonight, and then I'll probably check in tomorrow and hopefully be reading another book by then. Okay, hi guys, new day. I finished Love Redesigned last night. I liked the story a lot. I don't know if I totally vibed with it as much as other romance novels. I liked the writing. I'd probably read from this author again. I think I don't know, I didn't quite connect with either character or their relationship. It was cute at times, but it was just kind of predictable. There wasn't a ton of tension. Yeah, it was just pretty predictable. Some sweet moments, had some spicy moments, but overall probably not my favorite from this week. So, on to the next one that I started. I only started at, I'm only at page 20. So, very early on, You Again by Kate Goldbeck. I love the vibes already. I really like both characters a lot. And I don't know, I'm a bit biased because this is sort of like a retelling or reimagining of When Harry Met Sally. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. So I have pretty high hopes for this one, and I don't want to get my hopes up, too much. But vibes are great. I love the cover. They've just met, and it's a little bit of a role reversal than the movie. But yeah, it's a good start, and I'll check in with you once I read a little more of it. A couple of days since I last checked in. I finished up You Again, and then I started reading one more book I think I'm gonna do for this vlog, another romance. It's gonna be a week of romances. But I really liked You Again a lot. I had pretty high expectations just because I said before how much I love When Harry Met Sally. And this is like not a direct ripoff of that movie, but the setup's pretty much the same, and there's a lot of beats that are exactly the same. They do a little bit of like a gender swap of the characters, and it was hard because I like partially just wanted all the scenes from the movie to be in this, but it got to a certain point where that wasn't really where the story was going. They were taking a different route with it, but I really, really liked it. The writing was fun. Following the POV of both characters was really fun. It definitely gave me like cool New York vibes. I haven't read a book like that in a while that just makes you want to move to a place. I read this and I was just like, should we move to New York City? I used to want to when I was younger. But this was a really good time. I don't know anything about this author, if she has other stuff out there. But this has been probably my favorite so far, but we're gonna wait till the end for me to rate them. The other book that I just started reading is Magnolia Parks, the first one, which I'm excited about because I've literally had it on my list for a while now. I'm listening to it on Audible right now. I started it last night, but I still have quite a bit, and I've got a couple days left for this vlog, so hopefully I can crush that in a couple days. But so far so good. I'm still kind of in the beginning. I don't really have a page number because I'm listening to it on auto. Hopefully listen to a bunch of it tonight and then finish it up tomorrow. And then it's been a pretty good week otherwise, just working and cleaning and working out. And yeah, it's weird reading so many romance novels all in a row, but I'm having fun with it, and I've been really liking these past couple, so it's actually hasn't been that tough. So I will check in with you when I'm a little further into Magnolia Parks. Okay, hello again. I wanted to do another quick check-in because I have been listening to Magnolia Parks, and I am eating it up. I'm really happy that this vlog's gonna end on such a high note because I'm loving this book right now. I'll just do a quick check-in. I have like 4 hours left on the audiobook, so I think I should be able to finish tonight. I need to do some like cleaning up, and I'll listen to it. I gotta do some laundry too, so I'll listen to it. Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna get so into it so quickly. This one is fun because the two main characters they're not really together. They're just kind of in this endless cycle where they used to be together and now they kind of just go back and forth even though they want to be together. And that's kind of fun in comparison to all the stuff I've been reading this week. It's a very well-written book. I really like the style of writing a lot, actually. It's very sort of poetic. There's a little bit to it that's a little predictable, but only in a way of like it's so kind of dramatic, and I don't know, it's hard to explain. I think the author did a really, really good job because they're at a certain age in your 20s, like early 20s, where you're not really a kid anymore, but you kind of are, if that makes any sense. I think she like the way they feel and are expressing stuff is definitely of that era, at least for me, of when you're not quite, like you're an adult, but not really, you maybe aren't great at communicating, and every time they're together, you think, oh, they're gonna figure things out, but it's kind of like, oh, they don't really have those types of skills to sit down and talk things out, so they just sort of like kind of go through this endless toxic cycle, but it's fun to listen to. At first it was a little hard because it was just kind of a lot of names up front and I was getting people all confused, but now I really like the story. I like a lot of the side characters as well. But Magnolia and BJ are definitely interesting to listen to, and I can't wait to see what happens next. I will hopefully check in. I think I'm gonna finish it tonight because this is Friday now, so yeah, I'll check in when I finish it, but I'm probably gonna say right now, and hopefully the end doesn't suck or something, that I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely like a 4 or 5 stars at this point. Okay, so I finished Magnolia Parks, and this has been fun this week, doing a whole vlog on romance books. So the end of Magnolia Parks was devastating. I just loved this book. It was such a well-written story, and it was so heartbreaking. And both characters were just, I don't even know how to put it into words. They love each other, and then they do great things, but then they do awful things to each other, and then there's this back and forth, and you're not sure if they're able to reconcile things, if they're just gonna stay friends, or if they will end up being together. So yeah, that was just like an intense emotional roller coaster, but I really loved it. The writing is sensational. I know the next one is Daisy Hates, and then there's another Magnolia Parks story and then it's Daisy Hates again. So it's like every other one, but it's all like the same characters. I liked all the characters. I thought they were actually very realistically just like crazy and heartbreaking, but fun. I rarely read something where I kind of recall feeling that way when I was, I don't know how old she is. I think she's like 22, 23, but you know what I mean, where she's just like been with the same person for so long, and love is just like the emotions and everything. It's just everything. And they're such a close-knit group of friends anyway that they don't really know anything else. It's definitely an amazing story, and how it ended, not that it was predictable, you kind of felt something was gonna happen, something bad had to happen. So it wasn't necessarily a cliffhanger ending, but it all made sense. And I loved that it ended up being, it's gonna sound like a weird thing, but I have such a weird sense of smell with things, and so does Magnolia Parks in terms of perfume. Not that I know like fancier perfumes, but she just like knew exactly what things were, and I'm a little like that too. So I just thought that was not funny, but just such an interesting characterization or character choice. I don't know. I just thought that was just like a random like small thing that they kept sprinkling in throughout the story, and I just kept thinking, oh, that's funny because I'm kind of like that. And then that ended up being like the way she realized something at the end. I don't know why I'm being so, but I don't want to give it away if you haven't read these, but it was really, really good. I would definitely do a vlog like this again. It's fun to do kind of a weekly thing. And it was fun to try to like do some romances because I don't read them too much. I'm trying to read them a little more contemporary romances. So I only have physical copies of these two, but I guess if I was to rate them, I think so Magnolia Parks, I think, would be my number one choice out of these four. I think I would say that's a 5-star book, and then You Again would probably be my second favorite. And this I think I gave 4 stars to. After that, the Romance Book Club was really great. I ended up giving that 4 stars as well. And then Love Redesigned was probably my least favorite of this week. Not that it was a bad book. I could definitely see reading more from this writer in the future, and I could definitely see why people like her a lot. I just don't think I cared about these characters as much. So I gave this a 3-star. But I'm so excited that I read Magnolia Parks finally, and that I'm going to be able to read more from that world very soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I can do more like vloggy style videos in the future. And I'll see you guys in the next video.